What we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. This is Exposé coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria, every Monday on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook simultaneously. And I'm your regular host, Tony Akinyemi. Don't forget, what we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge.
2021 has been such an amazing year, and we've had a great time bringing Exposé with Tony Akinyemi to you. As the year winds down, we would like you to binge on some life-changing episodes of Exposé.
Ewedu, which is a kind of green vegetable, slimy vegetable in Nigeria, they call it jute in other parts of the world, J-U-T-E. It's a kind of green, leafy vegetable, very rich in folic acid, okay? But if you cook it inappropriately, where you heat it and heat it and heat it, and some people will even add potash because they want it to really be slimy. They enjoy it that way. Okay, that already destroys most of the folic acid in that vegetable. Now, water-soluble vitamins are particularly thermosensitive, such that 97% of water-soluble vitamins are destroyed by the time your water reaches boiling point, 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, vitamin C is equally very sensitive to heat. All the B vitamins are very sensitive to heat. B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, B7, B8, B9, and so on and so forth. B12, all of them are thermosensitive. So foods that are high in those water-soluble vitamins are better eaten raw so that you can preserve the vitamins. Adding salt during cooking will alter the mineral profile of your food. That can increase the amount of sodium on the one hand in your body and decrease the amount of other minerals and trace minerals in your body, thereby creating imbalance, and that can cause any kind of symptoms or disease process in the body. And the nutrients can also leach into the water you use to cook your food, and when you throw away that water, you are throwing away minerals at the end of the day. So you have to learn how to cook. Maybe when you are boiling your yam, you have to leave the skin. If you are boiling your potato or baking your potato, you leave the skin in the jacket. So you cook it with the skin. The skin will lock in all the nutrients inside so they don't leach into the water. Another thing you need to do to maintain mineral balance in your body, that you don't become deficient in some of these things, is to eat most of your food raw and to avoid adding refined salt to your cooked food. Instead, use unrefined sea salt or Himalayan salt that has not been refined. So all the minerals and trace minerals, 72 to 84 of them, are still present. And there is no anti-caking agent added, which can cause all kinds of problems. Then proteins are also damaged during cooking. So even though you may be eating good protein, particularly plant protein, but you have damaged it before you cooked it, of course you can't eat animal protein raw. You have to cook it or bake it or roast it or do one or two things to make it digestible before you begin to eat them. All right, so that is the impact of cooking or food preparation on our food and how it leads to deficiency.
Now, with the exception of a few individuals, virtually every one of us was born with a pair of kidneys, two kidneys. We have the left kidney and the right kidney. All of us have two kidneys with the exception of very few people. A few people are born with only one kidney. And some people have two, but one is fully developed, the other one is not fully developed. We'll talk about that later. So when you hear the word renal, that refers to the kidney. So when they talk about renal impairment, they're talking about kidney impairment. The word renal is actually the Latin word for kidney. Kidneys constitute part of our waste removal organs or system in the body. It's part of our excretory system. Apart from the excretory function, the kidneys also perform several other functions. They maintain what we call homeostasis. They help the body to maintain balance, electrolyte balance, so that your minerals are not too much and they are not too less. They have a way of regulating even your blood pressure. They regulate even blood production, your PCV. So the kidneys, they perform very wonderful functions, and they create internal stability by cleansing the blood consistently. They remove waste products from the blood, urea, creatinine, and even if there are leakages of different kinds of things into the blood, they have a way of taking them out. The kidneys are vital organs of the body. You need at least one kidney to survive. We have two kidneys because the body has what we call built-in redundancy. Now, we can only survive for 2 to 4 days if both of our kidneys should pack up. If they are no longer functioning and we are not on dialysis, we can only live for a maximum of 4 days. We'll be gone. Now, but with dialysis, a person whose kidneys have packed up can still survive with 2 or 3 dialysis per week. Now, the dialysis machine is that machine that helps to perform part of the functions of the kidneys. The dialysis machine cannot perform all of the functions of the kidneys. Now, one of the main functions of our kidneys is to cleanse our blood, to remove waste, to filter out waste from the blood. Now, the dialysis machine can perform that function. It removes waste, but it cannot perform the other functions that the kidneys perform, like regulating BP, regulating PCV. Dialysis machine doesn't do that. Now, our kidneys also help to do other things in the body. Number one is to maintain normal blood volume, the PCV, to maintain it. That's why when there is kidney impairment, one of the things that will happen is that the PCV of that individual begins to drop. The blood volume begins to drop because the kidneys are the ones that maintain blood volume. The kidneys also help to maintain blood pressure. Apart from removing waste from the body, they help to maintain blood pressure. That's why when somebody has kidney impairment, again, one of the things you will see is that the person's BP continues to shoot up. The PCV goes down. The kidneys also help, to maintain our blood composition, because the blood is composed of several things. Red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, fibrin, and many, many other solutes. And electrolytes. The kidneys help to maintain that balance in composition. The kidneys also help to maintain our body pH, how acidic or how alkaline our blood should be. It is the kidneys that help to maintain all of that. So you can see how powerful and how important our kidneys can be.
The things that cause disease in the natural realm are, number one, deficiency, when you don't have enough of a particular nutritional factor, a nutrient that your body needs to function optimally, you don't have enough of it, or you don't have it at all. That's a state of deficiency that can lead to certain diseases. The second one is abuses. When you abuse your body, when you misuse your body, when you assault your body, that can also lead to disease. The third one is toxemia, or toxicity, when toxic substances, things that should not be in your body, are harbored in your body. They can make you sick. That's the third cause of disease. The fourth one is injury. There are 5 types of injuries, and when you suffer injury at any of the 5 levels, that can lay the foundation for future disease. And the next one is infection. There are infectious agents all over the place. We have microorganisms, we have parasites, we have mold, we have chemicals and environmental things that can actually make us sick. And then we have the next one, sedentary living. No exercise, no physical activity. I normally say people sit down tetere bundukwasli. When you sit bundukwasli, that's a Yoruba word. I don't know if those of you out there who don't speak Yoruba will understand it, but I believe you will understand what I mean. When you sit down with inactivity like a couch potato, just sitting down on your couch and you have your remote control in your hands and you're just pointing to the TV and pressing the remote control and you're eating popcorn and popping soda pop, drinking soft drinks and wine. That is what I call sitting down, tetere bundukwasli. And then stress. when your body is loaded with more than it can handle, more than it can hold, more than it can deal with, the activities and the pressures of life coming upon you that is far beyond what your body can handle, that can also lead to disease. I want to deal with the number one factor, deficiency. Now, so I have defined it before. Deficiency means I need it, I don't have it. Or I have it, but I don't have enough of it. That is deficiency. So what are the things that we need, that we must have in adequate amount and in a balanced manner, such that if we don't have them in adequate supply and we don't have them in a normal and proper balance, they can lead to disease in the body. What are those things? There are over 50 nutritional factors that your body needs in order to be in a state of well-being and health. Number one, you need at least 3 macronutrients, M-A-C-R-O, macro. 3 macronutrients. Everybody should know that. Carbohydrates, we call them carbs, C-A-R-B-S for short, carbohydrates. Then the second macronutrient that your body needs is proteins. You need proteins. We have proteins in animal. We also have proteins in plant. Some people think that you can only get protein from animals. That's not correct. You can get protein from plants as well. And then the third macronutrient that you need are fats and oil. There are bad fats and there are good fats. So if you are giving your body the good fats, then you are supplying all that your body needs to maintain wellness.
Hi, Tony Akinyemi is my name, and I've written about 20 books to date. More are in the offing. Out of the 20 published books, to my credit, 6 of them are on healthy living. And I want to recommend these resources to you, to access them either digitally online or to get your hard copies. For digital access, you can visit amazon.com or familabooks.com. And for physical copies, you can visit the Shepherd stores at 18 Shogunle Street, Abule Onigbagbo off Mobolaji Bankantoni Way, between Eko Hospital and Sheraton Hotel Ikeja, to obtain your copy. You can also contact the email address on the screen or the telephone number, or send a WhatsApp message, and you'll be guided as to where to get any of the copies. God bless you as you access these resources. They will inform you, and the information will help to transform your health and that of your family, as well as that of the people in your sphere of influence. God bless you and thank you.
How far can you go on your own? How fast can you run on your own? We take you far. We take you high. We make it fast. Divine Impact Summit takes you far, gives you speed. DIS, where divinity meets humanity. Maranatha, the King is coming soon. DIS 2022.
What do you have to say to all these resources that we classify as weed, as useless, as nuisance? What are your thoughts on them?
I'm very bold to tell everyone that the wheat that grows in a farmer's farm is economically at least 10 times more economically gainful than whatever he plants on that farm.
Wow. But I want you to look at those things we call useless plants, the weeds around us, and probably name one or two that we consider weed and that have very wonderful economic and medicinal value that we can focus on and probably use to address some of the challenges that we face in Africa as far as health and wellness, are concerned.
Morinda lucida. That is Yoruba, we call it Oruwo.
Okay.
I live in Kenya land currently, and I look at the way they grow. They grow at different strategic places. If I show you pictures on my phone, it will be surprising to you to know that they grow in places where they are self-secured. You just see a crevice opening up, it comes up there. I saw one under a mask recently that it grew inside the tripod of the mask. That except you are too intentional, you won't go there. Different pictures that shows that I position myself in a secure place that I must survive for you to use. But Morinda lucida is actually a woody tree, but it's growing often. Now it's just spreading like people are spraying it to grow. But I know there is almost no customized medication that I prepare that will not have that ingredient because of the versatility of that herb. Now, if you talk about goatweed, usually called akpasa, Yoruba will call it akpasa, or ajiu, that is Ageratum cornicoides. It's a common weed. Goatweed is a very wonderful analgesic.
Okay.
Goatweed is a very wonderful blood thinner. That is, it works on the hematological quality of the body. Goatweed is a particular herb that has ability to improve the cardiovascular health.
Right.
But yet, it grows in our nose. We spray it, we weed it off without knowing what it could do.
And maybe the person weeding it has cardiovascular challenge.
In fact, I like to say this. Philanthus nururi, that is eyiolobe, abi eyiolobe. So that plant, it's a plant that anytime I have it in my lab,
right,
I feel like a king. Anytime I have good quantity of that Philanthus in my own lab, because the versatility of that plant again is awesome. There is no health conditions that Philanthus really will not enter. It's just that the quantity of entrance,
right, is
what distinguishes ailment from ailments.
Right.
We can use the same 5 ingredients to treat 5 different diseases.
Right.
But the formulation, the combination ratios of these 5 ingredients will differ based on the disease.
Okay.
Because the body need at that time
is
a function of the gradients that have been created in the body per time.
Okay.
So, but that Philanthus nururi, it goes on diabetic condition, goes on BP condition, goes on even asthmatic condition.
Right.
It goes on general detoxification of the body. It goes on dysmenorrhea. It goes on infection, all forms of infection.
Right.
It goes.
You can live without water and not cause any serious damage in your system for a maximum of 4 days. After 4 days without water, then some systemic damage can begin to take place. And one of the cheapest and easiest natural ways and cost-effective ways to getting a lot of oxygen into your system, of course, is exercise. And so when you exercise, you actually stimulate your waste elimination process, particularly engaging your third kidney. And so which one is the third kidney? Your skin is your third kidney, so to speak. Okay, because when you exercise, you activate and you engage your third kidney, which is your skin, to get involved in waste elimination. That's why you start sweating profusely. And when you sweat, what is coming out of your body is not just water. It's carrying out a lot of waste products out of your system through your skin pores. If your inside is very clean, if your diet is good and you do regular colonic irrigation or cleansing, or your diet is fine and you are in good shape and you are in good health, when you sweat, your sweat is not supposed to smell. You are not supposed to be smelling terrible just because you are sweating. The only reason your sweat will be smelling terrible is because there are terrible things coming out of your system. Isn't it better for those terrible things to get out than for them to be locked inside? So exercise and sweat it out and then go and shower and clean up. You improve your cardiovascular health when you exercise moderately but regularly. So what is cardiovascular health? Cardio refers to the heart. Anytime you hear in medical parlance the word cardio, it refers to the heart. And when you hear vascular, it refers to blood vessels in particular, blood vessels. So cardiovascular means the heart and the blood vessels. That system that circulates blood around your system, that's your cardiovascular system. And regular moderate exercise helps to improve your cardiovascular health. So when you exercise, it's not just about, sculpturing your shape and making you look figure eight, making you look slim and slender, making you look trim and fit. That's not just the only benefit. That's what we call the cosmetic benefit. But there is also the cardiovascular health benefit. It benefits your heart tremendously. Regular exercise results also in a lower blood pressure, lower BP. Yes, you heard me right. Because exercise alone may not get the job done. It's one of the things to do. It's part of a comprehensive plan. Of course, your diet is important, stress management is important, and then a few other things. Exercise happens to be one of the many things that will contribute to the normalization of your blood pressure.
Can you first of all describe the kind of tools that people need to make their juices, their juicers, their smoothies?
We have different types of juicers out there. We have the centrifugal juicers, which most people out there go for because it's very fast. Right. I won't lie you, it's very, very fast. But then when you look at it, like I said earlier, why do you go into juicing? What do you want to derive from it? What are the benefits?
So your goals, your motive, what you want to achieve at the end of the day matters. It determines the appropriate way to juice. Yes. Right. So elaborate, please.
If you are juicing for health, then you should go for the best.
Okay.
The centrifugal, which is very fast. Within how many seconds you are good to go. But
what is wrong with that?
What is wrong with it is very fast.
And so what happens?
Because it's very fast. Right. When you are juicing, it destroys what you are juicing because it heats up.
Generates a lot of heat.
Yes, a lot of heat.
So your juice becomes hot.
And it destroys the nutrients.
All right.
In whatever you are juicing. At the end, you are not getting the benefit of.
You are juicing for health. What you really need is what will promote health.
Yes.
And then you use a very fast centrifugal juicer. And it warms up your juice and destroys the enzymes inside it. So you are not getting the health benefit. You are just enjoying it as a social drink.
Exactly.
Not for health anymore.
Not for health anymore.
Okay.
That's what. Then when you come to commercial side of it, the business side of it, you are losing.
How?
Now, if I'm using my masticating juicer to juice a dozen of pineapple, if I'm going to get 20 bottles from it, if you are using that, you are going to get 5 or 10 because most of the nutrients, the fiber goes into.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you use the slow juicers, masticating juicer or triturating juicers, because it's slow and it squeezes out more. So you get more juice. Exactly. So if you are you are selling these things, you get 20 bottles from the same amount of pineapple that will give you maybe 5 to 10 bottles if you are using the fast ones. So the slow juicers give you more juice. Yes. That's the second one. Yeah.
And your nutrients are always
also preserved. Yeah.
Your vitamins, everything is there. Right. Getting the benefits for juicing.
Right. Do we juice only or can we also eat the fruits and vegetables sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes it's good you can do that.
So which means both.
Both are very, very good.
Because I am thinking when you juice, you're actually eliminating the fiber, and we need the fiber for bowel movement.
Yes, we need that. That is where our smoothie comes in.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, that is where our smoothie comes in, because when you are juicing, you are extracting all the fibers, you are removing them, and you are like, okay, I'm juicing, and sometimes I find it difficult to use the toilet. I can't do this, I can't do that. Now, in smoothie, we are not wasting
You are not removing the fiber.
We are not removing the fiber.
So you are blending everything together.
Everything together. The fiber is helping your digestive system.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Have you been through stuffs and you survived? Guess what? It's time to set your world on fire. You never know who needs your light, your warmth, and courage. You are a survivor, and that's amazing. I Am a Survivor is of Tony Akinyemi's newest book. Hurry now, grab a copy from the TSF bookstore.
Maranatha.
Maranatha. Maranatha. Maranatha. Maranatha.
Maranatha.
Maranatha.
Maranatha. Maranatha.
The King. The King.
The King.
The King.
The King. The King. The King.
The King is coming soon.
Hallelujah.